So the topic of today's sermon is internet behavior. Now, ever since the internet was created, it's been very helpful. We've been able to search answers on Google very easily. Facebook, MySpace, all these different applications help us chat with people easily. Even when we play games nowadays, there's even chat rooms for the games where we can become friends with people in the games, and you'll never have to see them in your entire life, but at the same time, you're friends. You can talk about different things and it's fun. However, internet has also created new types of personality. Because we don't see each other anymore, some things start to happen. You start to notice that in chats, people are more brave. They are more brave to say what they feel, to explain themselves, to say things. And it even goes so far, sometimes they say mean things. Sometimes if they get mad, they'll just say, oh, I hope your mom dies, or I hope your house catches on fire, or I hope you all die, or I hate you, you're the worst person. But when you think about it, before the internet came out, would people talk like this to each other normally? Usually not, because you're afraid. You're afraid someone bigger will smack you in the head. You're afraid that people will hear you and you'll be embarrassed. You'll be afraid that if you see each other, they'll remember. But because of the internet, we get a lot more brave. We can say whatever we want. No one will ever know who we are. We can say whatever we want. Our friends will never know what we did or what we say. Even on certain websites, there's even confession websites where people log in on a fake name and confess about all the bad things that they've done, proud of it, because they're not afraid of people knowing what they did. And so, if we were to apply karma to the internet, it'd be very weird. How can someone who they'll never see the person, they'll never talk to the person, they'll never meet the person, so how can I get karma back from the internet? What could possibly go wrong? So I said some mean things to some random person in Asia, in Africa, in Europe. So what? How are they ever going to get me back? I will never see them in this entire life. And this is the part that people don't understand, is that it's not about that one person getting you back. It's not about that person you yelled at getting mad and hunting you down and killing you and your whole family. That's not how it works. But you know what happens is that the more you do it, the more you're brave to say what you feel, the more you're not afraid of the repercussions, the more that you don't care how other people feel when you say things. This seeps into your own personality. So sometimes when you're with your friends or with your family or even with other people, you'll make a mistake. You'll forget that one day you're not on the internet. Because think about it, how often are you on the internet nowadays? You're on the internet more than you actually talk to real people, right? So the personality that you develop from the internet, that will stay with you longer than the personality that you learned in the real world. And so when you meet people from the real world, sometimes people nowadays actually say the words LOL. What does LOL mean? It means you're laughing out loud. Ha 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 ha. You laugh. That's what it means. The internet was created and then they came up with this word LOL to stand for the sound of laughing. Now people actually say, haha, I actually lolled, which means I laughed out loud. And we've already taken internet words into our actual everyday life. Now, what about internet personality? You treat the people around you, and eventually you'll even teach your family, you'll teach your own children this personality, which I don't care. I don't care, no one will know. There's no penalty for my actions. And that will come back to you. As you get older, as you treat other people this way, people will treat you that way, and you'll start to dislike it. Why is this person always telling me my faults? Why is this person always acting so rude and they don't care how I feel? And we wonder why the world is so crappy and so bad to live in. But we don't realize that we're part of the problem. When we're on the internet, when we think that no one can see, when no one knows what you do you still have shame? Do you still have regret for what you do? In Thai or in Bali, they call it hiriotapa, which means the fear of doing evil, the fear and shame of doing evil. Do you have it? This is one of the biggest things that our teacher, Luang Por Thoon, taught was, without this, hiriotapa, the fear and shame of doing evil, people can't be good. People can't live good lives. If you're not afraid of evil and the things that come with it, how can you live a clean and good life? How can you hope for things to get better in your life? It won't. And the reason that it won't is because of you. Without that fear, without that shame, you'll do what you want. You'll say what you want. And then you're going to surround yourself with people who are the same. People who also do what they want, say what they want. And will it really be surprising when they hurt your feelings like you've hurt other people's feelings? When they don't care like you haven't cared? And so the start to this, how do you fix this? Even when you're on the internet, even when you're reading a book, even when you're just talking to yourself or watching a movie, act as if that person was there. This is something that my mom taught me, and I think is a very good advice for us to have, is when you talk about someone, when you talk good or bad things about someone, imagine that they're sitting right there so that you don't have to be embarrassed. If someone hears you say it, you're not embarrassed because you're speaking as if they're right there. This doesn't mean say whatever you want, but if they were sitting right there, you wouldn't say it like that. You wouldn't act that certain way. This way, you have no regrets in the future. You don't have to look back and say, oh, I wish I didn't say that. Oh, I wish that person didn't find out. If you speak as if they're always there, with respect and shame and fear for doing evil, you'll speak kindly, you'll speak appropriately, and the same thing will happen. Your family, your friends, your kids, they'll learn from you, and you'll surround yourself with people who also have hiriotapa, which is the fear and shame of doing evil. So I hope that by coming here today, we are able to learn a little bit about internet personality, and hopefully it doesn't change us from the original good that we have inside us. Maintain that. And we don't have to be like everyone else. We can be the different people, the people who always speak kindly, whether in front or behind people's back, the people who are afraid of bad things to do because bad things will come back to us. With this fear and with this respect, our lives will automatically get better because it starts with us.